I searched everywhere. I looked through hundreds of files, searched through my text messages. I even looked everywhere in my wardrobe, but I just couldn't find where I asked for your opinion.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah. Dear Qadriyyah, Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah. Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah. On today's episode of Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah, we return to Reddit. Am I the asshole? Let's see. Would I be the asshole if I leave my husband's affair baby with my mother-in-law while the rest of us go on vacation? I'm immediately confused because none of this sounds like it's your business. My husband's affair baby, none of your business. With my mother-in-law, that's his mom. Again, that's not even your side of the family. With the rest of us, while the rest of us, who's the rest of us? Festivus, go on vacation. So this woman is a 38-year-old woman. Her husband's 48. My husband has a child from an affair he had a couple of years ago. Okay, a couple of years ago. How old is a couple of years? So we're talking about a toddler? A toddler. I forgave my husband. I cannot force myself to see his son as my stepson. Then you have not forgiven your husband. You haven't forgiven your husband, ma'am. You're immediately taking it out on a baby. I can't force myself to see his son as my stepson. Unfortunately, that is what he is. Your husband's son from another union is your stepson. That's what he is. So if he's not your stepson, a couple years in still, you have not forgiven your husband, and what you're actually doing is really being on some sucker shit, because basically you're saying you forgave your husband, but the baby, I mean, there's nothing to forget a baby about. So what do you mean you can't see him as your stepson? The custody arrangement is that my husband has him every other week. Christmas and most Christmas vacation this year. I don't even know what that means. Falls on Christmas and most Christmas vacation this year. Still, I don't know. Falls on the day that he has him. Okay, so he has him for Christmas. I have an annual trip that me and a few of the other housewives put together for all the families. His ex-mistress, Leah, is refusing to take him for just this week. I told her she's being Okay, so first of all, the communication between Leah and the child needs to. Why are you talking to Leah about your husband's vacation custody arrangement? Oh, this is all bad news. This is all bad news. So you're already the asshole, ma'am. I'm just gonna put that online. And what's really janky is that your husband cheated on you, and you're the asshole. That's what's really breaking my heart right now. Because I was trying to power through it, but I can't even understand what you're doing. Leah is refusing to take him for just this week. I told you she's being selfish. I don't know why you're talking to Leah, and that she should want to spend Christmas with her son. Ma'am, shut the hell up. My husband agreed with me, so we decided we would drop him and his presents off to my mother-in-law. Okay. When Leah found out, she was furious. Okay. She said, I'm being selfish. You were. I told her she's the last one to be talking about selfishness. No, your husband's the last one to be talking about selfishness. And she has no control over what my husband does with the child during the time he has custody of him. Ma'am, we already know that nobody has control over your husband, period. Okay? We already know that. My oldest daughter, 18, told me she agrees with Leah. Yeah, and that there's no reason why he's being punished for the affair. Agreed with Leah. Eldest daughter. I told her to stay in a child's place. 18? I can't tell. At 18, I can't tell my mom that she's mistreating my little brother. You're wrong. You're being an asshole again. And that if she keeps this up, she'll be joining him. She'll be joining him where? At the mother-in-law's? At her grandmother's house? Okay. This sounds like this is more important. This annual trip sounds like it's more important to you with the other housewives. That's what seems important to you. Family does not seem to be the focus of this Christmas trip. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't seem to be the focus of the Christmas trip because you already don't put the little baby out and now the 18-year-olds are her way out. The mother-in-law's not even going. So, all right, here we go. Edit it. I changed the ages to protect their identity. My husband is 48, meaning he was in his 20s when we were together, not 39. Leah is 27. I don't know why any of that mattered. I don't know why that got edited in. Through none of this story did I wonder about these people's ages or anything like that. Yes, you are the asshole. Absolutely, your husband's the asshole. Leah was previously the asshole, but she is currently not the asshole in this situation. Your mother-in-law is not the asshole. Thank you. I want to thank her for being a safe space for the babies. Your 18-year-old daughter, not the asshole. So far, we're going down the list. It's pretty much your husband is the asshole, and subsequently, you're an asshole. I don't even know how this reads any differently. You already saw my response. I forgave my husband, but I cannot force myself to see his son as my stepson. You're an asshole. And he's an asshole for letting you be around his son. Because I don't like your attitude. Leah's better than me. I'm going to tell you right now, Leah is 100% better than me. Because my son would 100%. Now, I don't know if me as Leah knew that he was married before the baby existed. Now, I'm just going to give myself the benefit of the doubt as Leah. Okay, and say that I didn't even know that he was married, and then when, I got pregnant, had the baby, then that's when I found out that he was married and has children and everything. It was really traumatic for me. So, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't let my son go over the father's house as long as the father was living with the woman that he was married to while he was cheating. He was cheating on his wife with me, and this baby came from an affair. I wouldn't let my son go over that father's house. He would have, there would be no wife included trips with my son involved. You can take him separately, just you and father, anywhere really, but your wife wouldn't be involved with my baby because of that right there. That right there. I can't see him as my stepson. Well, what do you see him as? I don't like that at all. What do you see my sweet little baby toddler, what is it, sparkle in my eye? What do you see my son as? Miss, I forgave my husband. You forgave no one. No one sounds forgiven. It sounds like, now, I'm really jumping off a cliff with this one on the reason it sounds like this, but it sounds like you have forgiven no one and really you're ashamed because the affair baby not coming on the trip with all the housewives, that's what that sounds like. It sounds like you don't want your husband's affair to be a spectacle. And really, your husband should be the one not wanting that. There really should be no shame on you that your husband cheated on you and had an affair. That's really not a shame on you. That's if anyone's dealing in shame, which I never suggest, because that's how you get mistreated children. if anyone's dealing shame, which I want to repeat, I never suggest anyone dealing shame, but if anyone's dealing shame, it definitely should be the husband. So if anyone's not going on the trip, it should be the husband. The husband should not be going on the trip. The little baby, the affair baby, and the 18-year-old, and whoever else is coming, the mother-in-law, she should be on this trip. Leah should be on this trip. Leah should be on the trip. Everybody should be on this trip except the husband. That's who should be going on his annual Christmas trip. If the husband's not coming, then the son can't come. So that's how we can get the son out. That's how the wife can put the son out of the trip. He has to stay with the father because the father can't go on the trip, because the father's behavior has embarrassed me in front of my group of friends. So he can't come on this trip, and his affair baby can't come on this trip, but I can come on this trip, and whatever children I gave birth to within the legal confines of my marriage, they can come on to this trip. But the father and the affair baby, not on the trip. But I personally, would, if I was the wife, I would definitely bring the baby on the trip. I just, like, how long are you going to do this for? How long is this little boy not going to be your stepson? I just need the ages of the other children involved. There's nothing I like about it. I don't like it. You need to go to counseling because you are in denial. You believe that you have forgiven your husband. You have not, because you're taking it out on a toddler at this point. All right, y'all. All right. I'm mad as hell. I'm so aggravated that the wife is the asshole in this scenario. I didn't want it to happen, but you can't mistreat the babies. This baby has all the rights to his father that any other child has, and if he has siblings that are his father's children, he has rights to those siblings. So unfortunately, your husband had a baby as a result of an affair. And if you can't handle that, then you should definitely, you haven't forgiven anybody. Y'all need to go to marriage counseling. You need to go to personal counseling, family counseling before this little boy gets any older. Because if you all can get into counseling now, then the little baby toddler won't even remember when you mistreated him. It'll be like, oh, remember when Mama June mistreated me? No, he won't remember if you work on and resolve these issues now. But he's gonna get older and he's gonna feel the difference, and that's not right. That's not right. And his father should protect him from you. If you're gonna be mistreating him, his father should protect him from you, his wife, unfortunately. But most of all, the mother. This is why mothers. This is what, people always be like, oh, she's trying to keep me from my son. This is one of them scenarios where a child would be kept from the father. Because your wife is mistreating my baby. All right, y'all. That's it for me. That's my unsolicited opinion in this regard. Much success to us all.